Hi everybody. I wanted to do this video since I got the T49 a couple of days ago. I was waiting a bit to try it out so I can tell you more about it. Oh, obviously, what you're gonna see in this video isn't a fully equipped tank. I don't have the spare parts to equip the whole tank. I have only the first raw. But I believe the tank can perform really better with, I believe, all the equipment until the vertical stabilizer. I mean, once you get there, I believe it will perform at its max. The only thing is, if you want any feedback on which equipment to use, I would go something around of the calibrated shells, because they give you a plus into penetration, and being able to pen more targets with the HE or targets with the heat shots, it's gonna make quite a difference. It's not gonna make such a difference if you have a 2 seconds less reload time, because it gives you the time you need to reset your camo and relocate sometimes. That's something I try and do as often as possible in between such a high reload. Afterwards, after the calibrated shells, which actually give you a 160 on the heat shots and 89 on the HE, I would go for enhanced cabin, just because it gives you 10% more crew protection and less 10% to damage from ramming, and people tend to ram a lot light tanks. You're gonna see, even if you slightly touch somebody, you get a lot of damage. I wouldn't go for the protected modules just because suspension and fuel tank durability, I haven't seen myself getting on fire too much lately, and in my opinion the enhanced cabin gives you something to your crew which is essential. You can't actually allow yourself to get your crew knocked out. And the durability from the protected modules to engine, transmission and ammo rack, that's why I use the double kit. So if something gets destroyed, I will repair it immediately. What you're seeing on screen now are the first 3 games I had in this tank since I bought it. Straight, one after another. Yeah, I die quite rather quickly just because I was eager to try the gun out. But as you can see at the end of every battle, the damage I was able to dish out in the first 3 games made me think that this thing is too OP. Just because I was finding the opportunities. Once you go further, for example, you'll find, for example, matchmakings that give you on the enemy teams like 4 to 5 IS-3, IS-6, IS-5s, the mutants, or the new IS-2 SH. So you're gonna find targets you won't be able to pen frontally. I mean, you can pen actually the turret of a mutant or the lower plate of an IS-2 SH, but you need to aim for it. And the accuracy on this gun, it's not reliable to pen a heat shot. So you're rather going up with the HE shot and taking the 200, 250 on average, what you're gonna get. Then afterwards, returning back to the equipment, I would go with improved optics, just because I tend to spot in the start of a match. That's your job after all. You're a light tank, you're supposed to give info as much as possible. Take a shot if possible. If not, just spot and give your team the information you need. Such as you see at the moment, I try and spot. I forgot to check the view range, so I knew I wouldn't be able to spot till that distance. The view range with improved optics is 290 meters, so it's quite decent for a tier 8 light tank. Let's go to the second row of equipment. I would use an enhanced gun laying drive, just because being able to aim faster is always better. And this is the first shot I take at that guy, and that's an ammo rack with HE. Really nice to see those ammo racks going out, and I had plenty of those. I'm gonna do a little montage with the ammo racks I got at the end of this video, so you guys can see some ridiculous ammo racks. Getting back to the equipment part, as it goes to either choosing enhanced armor or improved assembly, I mean, I'm gonna go with enhanced armor, just for plain and simple reason. Other not light tanks, but let's say other T49s or other guys are gonna try and HE you. They're gonna realize that when you try and HE a T49, not every part of the armor is really easy to HE with this thing put on, because it has some steep angles on the turret and even on the frontal plate, and they're gonna switch to HE and they're gonna go back to AP, losing time while doing that, because they're gonna realize it's not worth it sometimes. So that's my choice at the moment behind that. And plus the fact that the assembly, the improved assembly, gives you just 60 HP more. So for a light tank, 60 HP more, in my opinion, it's not a big deal. Third, raw and specialization. Improved control. Either go with the improved control, which gives you quite nice bonuses to engine power, and traverse speed. 5.61 degrees of traverse speed. I mean, I feel like the thing that this tank needs the most is more acceleration, so I'm going with engine acceleration, giving it 38.5 more horsepower. It's my personal choice. If you find the tank it's not turning quickly enough, you can switch it in between, find your personal choice. I find in engine accelerator it's something you would like more, because you're gonna get to certain positions before the other tanks, and you can actually take starting shots way easily. If you, because in this thing you need to chase down the light tanks or the medium tanks of the enemy team. You shouldn't go toe to toe with heavies. You need to try and spot and get the other light tanks or the lightly armored vehicles on the enemy team. That's your goal. That's how you do damage. Getting those HE shots and those heat shots to pen lightly armored tanks. Next, vertical stabilizer. That's a must. I wouldn't go with a refined gun just because it brings your dispersion from 0.45 to 0.43. I can't see let's say a huge improvement into that, so bringing the aim time under, like, vertical stabilizer doesn't make you aim faster. What it does, you have the bloom, actually the aiming bloom, be 15% smaller. So that's it starts already smaller, even while you're moving, while you're turning your turret, and even still. So it's a big advantage starting with the lesser bloom. Then next one, enhanced tracks or toolbox. I would go just for the toolbox. I don't know, it's personal choice. I don't like the way enhanced tracks. I have two kits for that, so I would go with the toolbox just in case I use both kits and something gets damaged. I want it to be repaired quite fast. I have the crew skills to the max level on the heavies, so they repair already enough fast enough. So if I add this on it, it's amazing. As far as the last equipment, either go for consumable delivery system or the high-end consumables. I would go for the consumable delivery systems. I want to use adrenaline faster. I believe it's the one that gives you the better bonus. If I manage to use adrenaline 2 or 3 times in a match, I believe it's been quite a benefit, and I'm not going for the other one, as my consumables usually, if they're gonna be used for 50% more, that means like 3 seconds more on adrenaline. So not a big deal. I believe not even 3 seconds. Wait a second. It's like 2.5 seconds more, something like that. So it's not worth it in my opinion. But the 7 seconds, or how much is it? Got it written here somewhere. The 10%, yeah, the 7 seconds, 7.5 seconds you take off of the cooldown, in my opinion, it's kind of more worth it. Now, let's go into the next match. This is the ace. I aced it just once. I at the moment of this video have 82 battles with 75% win rate in it, and 2170 average damage. This starts quite simple. In which way does it start quite simple? I mean, I see on the enemy teams there are 2 light tanks and there's the Borsig. Those are my priority. I can HE easily all 3 of those targets, so I need to hunt them down. But first I need to spot targets. So I'm always gonna look for a bush to try and spot the enemy light tanks. I'm going to the bush here into the B. And I'm gonna be patient with this. Light tanks have good camo, so unless they're moving out into my view range, I'm not gonna see them. Waiting, trying and pre-aiming to that side, but there's nobody. And I see the T49. He's not moving. Big mistake. You've been spotted, you should move. HE loaded, 850 damage. And then I go back immediately. I know I've been spotted. There's no point. If they're snipers, I'm Swiss cheese. I see that 2 heavies are going to the other side. And there's the IS-6 also. I'm backing up into this bush, and if you notice, I have 2 bushes. He's just a silhouette. I take the shot, and I'm not getting spotted because I had 2 bushes in front of me, and apparently I also hit the IS-6. Since the heavies are on that side and the IS-2 got spotted on this side, I believe the light tanks and the Borsig should be somewhere in the middle. I see the Spic loaded with HE shot. I want to put it under so I may maybe get the engine fire. I'm lucky enough to get it. My platoon mate told me that to be careful on the left side, but I was more into getting the shot into that speak. No, I'm gonna hunt the third target I talked to you about in the start of the game. The Borsig. HE, snapshot him, does hell of a lot of damage. I know there's nobody that can shoot me or focus me, so I'm gonna load and heat shot. No point in wasting another premium shell. And I'm already near 3k damage with this shot. I'm actually at 3k counting the IS-6. I'm not risking to take this shot. Would have been a good risk, but I see the AMX on the side. He needs to unload, and luckily enough for me, he gets even tracked. HE shot to the sides, and that's why you use the enhanced pen, just so you can get those shots on certain tier 8 tanks on the sides. I'm gonna rush in at this point just because I already know I have done enough damage and we're gonna win. So I want more, as much as possible. I take a snapshot and luckily for me it puts it on fire. Now I'm dueling with this IS-6 and you're gonna see one good thing. HE, nowhere to pen. This is heat, unbelievable. I'm getting smashed here. I can't do anything, so I go for aiming with an HE shot on the most soft spot he has on the cupola to do the most damage possible. The thing is, when you are facing an IS-6, an IS-3, an IS-5, any heavily armored, you should do a certain thing. You should get and aim at their weak spots. Why? The less armor an HE has to meet, the more damage you will do. Fine Ace with 5.2k damage. Obviously a screenshot because I wanted to check the Hall of Fame on WoT Stars, and it shows up that the guy had 300 more damage than me. There's the damage on every target. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm Xpload. Peace out.